Charlie Intel got the loadout UI for open combat missions. It says there are 32 items to discover. And what we're looking at here is it looks like he picked his mission and then it opened a loadout screen, which you can see here. And it says, yeah, items discovered right here. You can see 14 out of 32. And you can select your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, a lethal, a tactical, and then there's a third slot that's empty here. For ad-free episodes, as well as early access and bonus episodes, check out our Patreon. Activision devs do not play their own game.
3,000 devs can't figure out how to add a reconnect feature to a AAA title, I guess. I don't know.
Because Infinity Ward doesn't tell their consumers anything.
Maybe that'll take some of the sweats away from Shoot House.
You can cope about that, for sure.
Thanks for tweeting, at least. Thanks for doing more than Infinity Ward has done. They just keep tweeting about the soccer bundles in the store.
Things that are bad. We've got a couple words. Why don't you pick it off, Tanner?
This is going to be a longer section than the first part you guys heard.
Change it, obviously, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live. Welcome to the Dropshot episode, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 352, coming at you live from the same studio, but importantly, with a fucking brand new, cutting edge, state of the art, on the cutting edge of technology supercomputer, right? That's me. The boy's got a supercomputer, and that's what he's streaming from now. Are we doing a dual PC stream? We sure as fuck aren't. I'm done with it. I got the new PC. Shout out to Power GPU. It arrived. It was perfect. It took me probably total 8-9 hours to get everything set up. I'm almost done. Everything else I have to set up now is like little shit that's that'll take 2 seconds. All the big stuff is out of the way. There were some trials and tribulations, but I persevered, I prevailed, and now I finally have a new computer. It's not fucking crashing randomly anymore like my old one used to.
Not yet.
Not yet anyway. Yeah. And it's perfect and great and fantastic. And by the way, for those of you who are thinking of upgrading your PC, but you don't want to have to like move all your files and all your fucking programs and shit over. Listen, man, there's a lot of shit that's on the cloud now because I was likewise dreading doing the same thing. But even programs or like profiles, like my Stream Deck profile, or my Streamlabs profile, I thought I was going to have to set up every fucking scene again. So I exported the profile and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to relocate where each image is saved and it's going to be a pain in my ass. And I guess it was just saved on a cloud somewhere because I didn't have to do anything. I just turned it on and it just worked. I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. So you guys, if you need to upgrade, just do it. It's never,
Are like internet
easier.
browsers even like that now too? Did you just like log back into like Firefox or whatever?
That's exactly what I did. Logged back into Chrome.
Dang.
All my bookmarks already fucking saved. You have to relog to things, but your passwords are already saved too.
Yeah.
So even though you have to relog in, it's like it takes 2 seconds. It's fucking fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thrilled about it. So happy. And you guys should be jealous. 13900K processor, 3090 GPU, which I already had. So much RAM, so much of everything, really. It's kind of fucking disgusting. But anyway, yeah, hope you guys are jealous and mad, and welcome to the show. Episode 352. So today, for this episode, we're probably going to talk about my computer a little more, let's be honest. But that's not the main topic for this absolute episode. The main kind of thing that happened this week in the Call of Duty sphere was, of course, Gamescom. And that is principally what we're going to be going over today. But there's some other things too. But just, yeah, some news on MWIII. By the way, let me also add, this is the first time we're doing the podcast on this new computer. So for those of you watching the YouTube version of this podcast, or listening to the RSS feed of this podcast, if anything is different than your normal experience, let me know. Does the video look different? Does the audio sound different? Are the volume levels for some particular thing different? Is the quality different? Whatever. If anything just is different than it used to be, please let me know. Because there could be issues that I don't foresee yet. And I would like to know those. So, yeah. Let me quickly write something down here. How's your shit computer treating you?
Great. I was trying to edit the title since you didn't do your job and change the YouTube title.
Oh, that's
that right
well,
now.
you didn't do the kick one, so we're even.
Well, yeah. If this ever loads. God, YouTube's a bad website.
Yeah, it's not good. That's true.
Let me just click like 400 times to get to the page where I can then edit that. Raz Station 5, yeah. The Raz Station 5, the new
Raz
console.
Station 5,
You basically did just get a console, that's all it is.
That's effectively what it is, yeah.
Alright, we're changing this to live. Alright, there we go, that's good.
Alright. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Welcome to the show. So, before we get into it, a couple of quick announcements here. Welcome, first of all, to our new gold patron, Carl C. Welcome aboard, King. What a great time to become a patron, which we'll get into momentarily. But Carl, welcome aboard, Big Giant Dog. And you're great, and we appreciate the support, but there are a couple people who are better than you intrinsically, their value as human beings, such as Bates Motel and Robert C., our new platinum patrons. Holy shit, boys. Very much appreciate that. Carl, and more importantly, once again, our new platinum patrons, Bates Motel and Robert C., upgrading to platinum. We appreciate that, kings and queens. And welcome. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. Speaking of the Patreon, we've released our first Patreon bonus episode for this month. That went live, I believe, a couple days ago. And it was about mostly kind of Gamescom live reaction. We're going to get into more of those details now, but I would say we went into the bonus episode available at patreon.com/the Dropshot for as little as $5 a month. Plus you get ad-free access and early access to all of our content, public and private, by the way. Just keep that in mind. When we were recording it or going into it, the idea was to kind of talk about video games in general and what we've been doing. And a lot of that was going to be focused on COD, obviously. What we ended up coming out with was the vast majority of that episode we just spent talking about MWIII and how that integration is going to work. Because something we very briefly touched on in our last episode on Saturday was how will, for example, the create a class system in MW3 translate to Warzone 2? Because we know we're getting the new movement from MW3 with the improved slide, the slide cancel. That's all going to be integrated into Warzone 2, as well as the MW3 guns will be integrated into Warzone 2. So that leaves you with the question, what else from MW3 that's specific to MW3 is going to integrate into MW2? And the big question there, of course, is the create a class system. Because the create a class systems of MW2 and MW3 are incompatible. Because MW3, you're going to have vests and boots and gloves and helmets and shit instead of perks. So we spent quite a bit of time talking about that. Quite a bit of time talking about how snipers might look in Warzone 2 after the integration.
Ripcar 98, yeah.
F's in the chat. And yeah, so most of it was kind of just prognostication about MW3, which I think was really fun and enjoyable. And then we also were watching Gamescom and doing like a kind of live react. And then we talked a little bit about other games we've been playing. It was a really fun bonus episode, and it's available to every single patron, gold patrons and everyone else. What were your thoughts on that little app?
Yeah, kind of talked a little bit about everything. MW3, kind of like the hype levels for that, kind of what we're feeling. The reason we've kind of been uninterested in COD for the last 1 or 2 weeks, it's just, it's just that time of the year kind of where you're looking forward to the next game already. You're burnt out on the current one. You don't care. You see something that's potentially better and you want that instead. So that's kind of how it is with the current game. But yeah, it was fun talking about MW3, watching the live reveal, watching the miserable recoil in the game as always, stuff like that. It was exciting. Little campaign gameplay we saw live watching Gamescom. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun. And we're going to get into more specifics on that today. That's kind of the bulk of today's episode. But yeah, that bonus episode is now live. It's one of our Call of Duty episodes, so it's available to all of our patrons. If you wanted to support the show, if you just wanted more content, or if you were tired of the ads, patreon.com/thedropshot. That is the best way to support us, and we really, really appreciate it. And thanks to all of you guys. And thank you once again to our new patrons. Now, a couple more announcements here. Our Damascus Hangout for our Damascus patrons was postponed until tomorrow, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That will for sure be happening come hell or high water. When's the last time you heard that expression, by the way?
Never. I've never heard a real person use that.
You never heard that before?
Not a real person, other than in like movies or something.
Oh.
Is there a movie called that actually?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a movie name.
People who are old as shit use it. Yeah, my dad says that. Come hell or high water. It's a good little...
It is a movie, and it's a great movie. Hell or
really?
High Water. It's a good movie. Yeah, you should watch it.
It's got some nice alliteration. It's a good little thing. But anyway, yeah. That Damascus Hangout, yeah, it was postponed. It was supposed to be last week, but it's going to be tomorrow. We might do some customs. We'll probably do some customs. And then just kind of hang out after that. But if you're a new Damascus patron, and you're fucking nervous about coming to a hangout, this is a good one to come to. Because if we're doing custom games, then you don't have to talk to anyone. You can just get in voice, hang out with us, play. You'll come out of your shell, and then you won't ever want to play customs again the next time. Yeah, so other than that, do we have any other announcements, Tanner?
No.
All right. If you're listening for the jingle, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. All right, boys and girls, welcome to the Dropshot, episode 352. Today, mainly Gamescom shit. So first section here, patch notes changes already in effect. Activision, much like us, have just written off MW2 and Warzone 2 until MW3 comes out. They don't care. They don't do anything. They don't know how the game works anyway, but now they definitely don't. So nothing has changed in the video game. There are no patch notes to go over, and there are virtually no changes to talk about either, with one exception, which I don't know if we mentioned. I think we mentioned this on Patreon, but just real quick, Treyarch has fucking finally banned the RPG and the Strela from ranked Warzone, asterisk. Now you might be wondering, what is asterisk? I've never heard that word before, and I can't pronounce it even if I do know that word. Asterisks. Don't say that. Spell. Read correctly. Anyway, the asterisk is you can no longer create a class or a loadout with an RPG or a Strela, but you can still certainly pick them up off of the ground in ranked Warzone. So you can still use them. Probably not very hard to find them either. But
especially not RPGs. I use them all the time early game.
Yeah. And that's when they're like kind of best too. Or at least they're very good. Yeah, so they're just incompetent dog shit trash devs. But, I mean, you know, I'm glad they're not in loadouts anymore.
The thing is too is there's like, I get like Pila and Joker, they're not used, but it's like, how did any of the launcher category, how did the whole category make it into ranked play at all? I don't get how it's all just not banned. Like Joker, sure, no one's really using that, getting kills. Pila, same thing, it's shit. But it's like the whole category, there's just no reason to have it in a ranked mode. Get rid of the category launchers.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like that was like the most obvious thing going into ranked play, that there of course shouldn't be cheesy launchers in a ranked mode, and then they're in, and they just now. When did rank drop? Like March, maybe? April? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
They just now restricted them.
Mm-hmm.
Incompetence.
Yeah, it's completely insane. I agree. You know, but whatever. Anyway, like I said, Activision has signed off on this game, and so have we, frankly. I'm way too excited for MW3, and I'm way too bored of MW2 to give two flying fucks about it. We'll still cover it, of course, and we will still play it. And, you know, like I played a couple games this morning testing the absolute fucking supercomputer I have now, and it works. Runs it real well, by the way. But and it was fun until my internet fucked up. This was before I upgraded to Windows 11. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're really just, and we talked about this a lot in that Patreon bonus episode. We are really just super excited for what's it called? MW3.
The next game.
Yeah, it's just that lull we hit every single year where it's like, okay, kind of bored of this game now, kind of ready for the new one, and then the devs feel the same way every year where they just stop doing updates. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But with that said, let's get into the more exciting stuff, news and upcoming changes. So a couple more brief things to talk about with MW2, and then there's a lot of info to talk about. A lot of little things, I would say, about MW3, many of which we learned from Gamescom, and we'll get into what that is in a second. So first of all, the Nicki Minaj operator that has been talked about is now in the game, so I don't know if you guys care about that. It's in, so cool.
Too many people do care. Yeah, that's going to sell very, very well. Unfortunately, we were watching Pie Man's stream, and it looks like the hair on her character model goes down so far it covers her massive ass.
Really?
Which is very unfortunate.
That's a missed opportunity.
That's what I noticed. I mean, they did it on purpose, of course. The devs couldn't figure out how to code such a large ass into the video game for
that's
sure.
Possible.
So they just did the hair instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So super
possible.
cringe. I will not be buying.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And it would be a mistake for you to buy an operator skin, but we'll get into that in a second. So also Lara Croft from Tomb Raider will be coming to MW2 and Warzone as an operator. There's a screenshot.
I didn't know Tomb Raider was
like
still
Lara
a thing.
Croft, by the way. So
well, who do you think of when you think of Lara Croft?
Angelina Jolie, of course.
Exactly, and that's not who it is anymore. There's, I guess, some new girl. That's what I said last time we talked about this. I'm like, who is Lara Croft now? Yeah, who is this? Who is this girl? I've never seen her in a single thing. I don't know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like her though. She's not Angelina Jolie, so fuck her.
Yeah, agreed. So anyway, I don't know. Lara Croft's coming. She's her operator bundles for sure coming with an akimbo pistol blueprint. So those pistols will be buffed. If you can tell what pistol they are in the silhouette, then you should start leveling that if you don't have it leveled already. But yeah, super don't care, doesn't matter. But yeah, one thing to keep in mind though is all these operators will be coming to MW3 also.
Yeah,
that's what they said. So so don't feel like, oh, there's only a couple months left. They're also for Warzone. So anyway, whatever. Speaking of operator skins and bundles you shouldn't be buying from Activision, the World Series of Warzone Designated Driver Pack, which was released earlier in the COD store for 1,500 COD points, which is about 15 real life United States dollars, by the way, is now available for free with Prime Gaming. So this has happened recently. There was the little Rat Pack bundle. Yeah. And no, you old fucks, I'm not talking about Frank Sinatra. I'm talking about dudes with little rats, literal rat heads on them. that they did this for, where they sold a bundle with the rat helmet or whatever. And then like a couple of weeks later, they just said, oh, if you have Amazon Prime, you just get it for free now. And we were wondering, was this an oversight or a mistake? Because it seems insane to sell operator bundles, not tell people that they're going to be in a Prime bundle later, and then just, surprise, it's in the Prime bundle now. And if you bought it, get fucked. Because you can't refund those things as far as I can tell.
Nope.
So now we know it was not, in fact, an oversight or a fluke when they did it with the rat thing. This is just their MO now. They're going to just release operator packs, and then they're going to add them as Amazon Prime bundles randomly, even though they had been sold previously. They never used to do this. They've had the Prime gaming operator skins and bundles and shit, but they were always unique and Prime only. Now they're just done doing that. They're just too lazy, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it. I think it's really insane. I mean, my opinion on this is the same as when it happened last time with the Rat Pack bundle. Is this is super fucked. And it would make me wary to buy any operator bundle, because I'd be like, well,
yeah, of course.
You know, could I just get this free later? Because everyone has Amazon Prime, by the way. Everyone has Amazon Prime. That has a working internet connection. You also have Amazon Prime. So it's kind of like ridiculous to, I don't know. I think this is crazy, but yeah. By the way, if you want this bundle, join the Discord in the announcements channel at the top. I put a link directly to the bundle. So click the link and then press claim.
I'll claim mine right now.
And then you'll have it for free if you have Amazon Prime, which you do because you have an internet connection. But yeah, what are your
and you have
this?
it until you can do it until September something. It's like 27 days remaining. Yeah, it's we talked about it last time. It's just ridiculous. This is what they keep doing. They like drop something that you either have to pay for and then give it away for free, or they like make some hard task to get some special operator skin, and then they make it so everyone can essentially easily do that, and then it just destroys the value of that, like they did with the nuke skin. I used to look at nuke skins and be like, oh shit, this guy's got a nuke skin, and then they turned it into everyone had the contract, so you just had to do it. So now when I see a nuke skin, I simply don't care anymore. And did some of those people earn them early on in like season 1? Yeah, probably, but I just don't care about it now because every single person in the lobby has it. Makes it totally uninteresting.
Yeah.
But you know, they have to make sure everyone can be equal, I guess. Don't want anyone having something special. Fuck the devs.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have very strong feelings about this because I don't support this company right now with my dollar, so this doesn't matter to me. But this is super shady and shitty to do to your consumers, in my opinion. But regardless, yeah, if you have Amazon Prime and you want it, I mean, it's free. I have no idea what's in the pack. I don't care, but it was free, so I might as well get it. So, yeah, if you
want...
It's
ugly anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But maybe it comes with double XP or some shit. I don't know what's in the pack.
It does, yeah. It does.
Oh, yeah, so that's a good reason to do it. And those double XP tokens, by the way, are probably going to carry over to MWIII.
Yeah, they usually do.
So you should claim this, if only for that. Stock up on those double weapon XP tokens, and then when MW3 launches and you're getting fucking railed by Orion, TAC Vs, and Vaznevs, because those kids are cringe on day one, you can level your guns, your new guns, faster, your MW3 ones with those tokens. So yeah, join the fucking Discord, go to the announcements channel. There will be a link directly to that free bundle there for you. So anyway, moving on. Charlie Intel tweeted this a couple days ago. He said, we discussed this briefly in the spaces yesterday. Oh, that's him and... We
already talked about this on Saturday, by the way.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we talked all about that.
Yeah, that's
how
what
Blue
I said.
and Metaphor were like, it's not desert.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't.
And even now, since then, we've seen like little trailers, and in one of the clips, it's the new Warzone map for like 5 seconds, and it's not desert. it's like it's not desert at all. So
yeah, so we'll get into that. Another tweet from Charlie Intel. This is a leak that originally came from the MW2 Ghost. This is the real dumb fuck, right? Or is the Ghost of Hope the dumb shit?
MW2 Ghost is
Ghost of Hope is the dumbass.
He doesn't
right?
really leak much anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is via the MW2 Ghost, but Charlie Intel retweeted this. Rumors claim that the MW2 2009 maps remastered in MW3 may have doors, like how we've seen on maps in the recent MW games. So for those of you wondering what the fuck that means, it literally means doors. Like back in 2009, if there was a room in another room, the way to get through them is to walk through a doorway. There wasn't an actual door there that could open or close. Now we have doors that open and close, and the rumors are that this is going to be the case with the remastered 2009 MW2 maps in MW3 2023. 3333333. This is this was so obvious to me that it didn't even occur to me to think that this like might not be true. There will of course be doors in the maps, in the remastered maps. Obviously, I didn't need a leak to tell me this.
I'm not really sure what it is that makes people get so hung up on the doors.
Great
like
question.
Maybe for multiplayer it's not great. I don't know. It's something I never think of. I don't fucking care about. I don't know why people care. In fact, in Warzone, I like them because think about all the juicy plays you can make, especially in Warzone. All of those like crazy plays you see all involve doors. Like someone busts through a door, so they're inside of the building, they're sitting behind the door, they start plating up, they hear footsteps, they time it perfectly so as that guy runs through, they just turn and bash through the door and go outside and close the door again, get another plate, and the person runs outside, they bash through the other door. Like, it actually creates like a lot of excitement and fun. Maybe in multiplayer it doesn't belong, but I mean, regardless, I don't know, I don't care. I think this is a thing that only like CDL players care about, I guess. But yeah, I don't give
like a
fuck.
CDL thing.
I've never thought it ruins pubs multiplayer at all. I don't know.
I agree. Dude, should we put our last episode through Opus?
Should we?
Our Patreon episode, I mean.
I don't know.
I feel like this one, we're not going to have much Opus shit to talk about. Like, would we want to Opus any of this so far?
I don't know.
Something to think about. Think about it while we continue here. Anyway. And we'll edit that out. Yeah, I agree with you, though. People get mad about the doors, and I just don't. The band does fucking suck, by the way. Fuck the Doors. Dog shit trash band. Don't know why anyone likes them. Well, I do, because you guys are depressed and on heroin. But,
shout out to the Doors.
The Doors are the architectural item. I don't care at all in multiplayer. I actually kind of like them. I feel like it would be awkward if there were no doors, and you can't just sit in a room without breaking line of sight into an adjacent room. Like, that feels weird. I know that's how it used to be, but I guess I'm just like used to doors. But yeah, I don't know. I guess for CDL, because it's loud when you like bash through it, but I don't give a fuck. Expect doors,
like, go
though.
Through it quietly, yeah, of course.
Expect doors. They're for sure coming. So anyway, now moving on to something fun and interesting. Gamescom. So what is Gamescom? I don't really know. There was some event that was like live streamed on Twitch. It's kind of like what is it?
It shows off new games.
What's it? The IGN Game Fest? Is that what it's called? The other one?
I don't know. I think it was in Germany though. There were like maybe 40 to 50 publishers there. All sorts of games. They show like upcoming trailers. They talk about it. So they talked about Starfield. That was one of the big ones.
Dude, what is a popular one?
Assassin's Creed.
PAX. It's like PAX.
Is that what PAX is?
Like PAX East and shit. I think that is.
I thought PAX was like a gaming tournament. Is that what PAX is?
Maybe
really?
they did tournaments. I
thought PAX was almost like a TwitchCon type thing, actually.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong.
It's a celebration of gaming and gaming culture through panels and expo hall. Yeah, I don't think that's really. I think that's more
E3.
like a TwitchCon vibes. E3, yes.
E3 is what I was
and
thinking.
Didn't E3
end?
Didn't E3 stop doing it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think they haven't done it for a while now.
Yeah. The point is, Gamescom happened this week, and it's like E3, but it's not called E3. It's a different, like, whatever event. It's called Gamescom.
E3's been canceled the last 2 years, so it may be dead for good.
Yeah. So this is just like another E3, basically. But in the course of Gamescom, they did an MW3 little segment. They had I don't know who. No one I recognize from Activision was on stage. Which is probably,
that's why. It was 2 Sledgehammer devs.
Yeah, which is probably for the best, because everyone I would recognize I fucking can't stand. Except Vundy. Yeah. And I think the main thing they showed and talked about at Gamescom, I think there were a couple little details outside of this, but mainly it was a reveal of part of the campaign mission.
Yeah, they showed more campaign gameplay, yeah, versus just an actual trailer, which is what we got before. So we saw actual gameplay.
Correct. And we learned quite a bit from that. So when we did our Patreon episode, we were kind of like, we had it playing while we did our episode, so we sort of talked about it. But now that some time has passed, all the super nerds who like took a screenshot of every single frame of the entire mission and dissected all of it, they've now curated all the information and actual new shit that came out of that. And that is what we are going to talk about now. So this is in no particular order, but these are things we learned from Gamescom about MW3 that we have not yet talked about. Some of these are kind of obvious and not interesting. Some are more interesting, though. First of all, in the open combat missions, we have talked about open combat missions. These are the campaign missions that are more open-ended, where you can like kind of do whatever you want. We've talked about these very recently. In the open combat missions, there are self-revive kits. So there will now be selfs in campaign. Actually, kind of a cute idea, and I'm surprised they hadn't done it sooner.
I was kind of thinking it's dumb. I was about to say I don't really like the idea. I guess it doesn't matter, because I was thinking like it kind of takes away from like the campaign. If you die, you have to restart at an earlier point. It kind of makes it feel more cheesy, I guess you would say.
It definitely makes it a lot easier, for sure.
Makes it much easier. It makes it feel almost like all these things we're going to go over, it makes it feel like it's not an actual campaign, which I think is kind of going to take away from it a little bit. But yeah, it's not like I'm ever failing. It's not like I'm struggling through the campaign anyway. So
either way, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's kind of cool though, because like I don't know, whatever. What was I gonna say? Fuck. I do wonder though. Okay, so Charlie Intel tweeted self-revive kits in open combat missions. Does that mean, because not every campaign mission's an open combat mission. Some of them are going to be as linear as they used to be. Does that mean like there's no self-revives in the linear campaign missions?
I don't think it has any of that stuff, yeah.
Okay. That's kind of interesting, but fine, I guess. So anyway, moving on to another detail from Gamescom here. This is the more interesting thing, I think. Open combat missions will also feature kill streaks, loadouts, loadout crates, vehicles to use, in-game loot such as revive kits. I wonder what else that could entail. What other in-game loot could there be? So probably field upgrades and more. That's pretty interesting to me. Most of that is not very interesting, but kill streaks and loadouts is pretty wild. But it does make sense, in my view, for the open campaign missions or open combat missions, which is something you actually were talking about in that Patreon episode, available to all of our patrons at patreon.com/thedropshot for as little as $5 per month. And it's the best way to support the show, and you get no ads and early access, is that you were saying, oh, we'll probably be able to like pick our loadout or like at least our guns or whatever, and that would make these even more fun than just merely redundant. The open-endedness. And I kind of I agreed, but I thought it was not going to be the literal loadout system like that specific. But that's really cool, I think.
Yeah, it's like the Spec Ops missions we've done where you can kind of like select your kit going in.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is loadout crate. So I don't understand how that's going to work. I guess you can probably just basically choose a different gun from the crate, because like when I hear loadout and loadout crate, I'm used to like customized loadouts, but it's not like you're going to be able to just use any gun and any attachment you would want, like a Warzone loadout, obviously, because this is also coming out a week before multiplayer even drops. So it's not like you can select actual loadouts, I don't think, with any gun you want. It's probably just like literally there's a loadout crate on the ground here. You can go and swap your gun for something else, basically, like another gun that's basically pre-selected. So what are they going to have, a menu outside of the game where you set up loadouts before you go into the open combat missions? I doubt it. That'd be fucking weird.
I don't think it would be weird. The only thing that does make it kind of weird, which you just said, which I forgot about, is that campaign does come out a week early. Yeah. That's what makes this kind of weird, actually. You're right. Because if this came out on launch day, it would be not weird at all for there to be a loadout like button in the campaign lobby or whatever, just like there's a loadout button where you create your loadout before loading into like multiplayer. That wouldn't be weird to me at all. And it would not surprise me if it seems like it would be pretty simple for them to just have like, okay, whatever your multiplayer loadouts are, that's your selection for campaign loadouts. But you're right, because it's coming out a week early, are they going to be willing to have all of that shit in the game a week early, even though you can't play multiplayer? That's a great question. That does make me more skeptical. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, obviously, like, they wouldn't give you access to every gun, right? Because then it's also weird. It's like, oh, select your loadout for your open combat missions. And it's like, well, I don't know. I haven't used any of these guns because the multiplayer's not out yet. I don't even know. I don't care what. Like, I don't even care if I have my own loadout. I'll just take any random gun because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It just all seems weird to me. I don't know.
You know,
like
what?
Mostly just a loadout crates in game. Like loadouts going into it again, it's going to be like Spec Ops probably. Like, oh, do you want to take this gun or this gun? Pick one. This one has a red dot on it. This is like a marksman rifle or a battle rifle with a zoom scope on it. Here's your sidearm. What do you want? But loadout crates is what is weird.
Yeah. It is weird. And also, how would you come upon a loadout crate in a campaign mission? Would you just find like the marker like you can in Warzone super rarely?
I know, it's something you call
buy
in.
Stations?
Yeah.
And like, where are you finding kill streaks as well? That's going to be kind of bizarre. Ultimately, I don't really care. However, this is going to end up working. I will play campaign for a maximum of 7 days of my life. Because
you'll be done with it in 3 or 4.
Yeah, I'll probably finish the campaign in 3 days since it'll be early access. Which is like 12
hours.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll never play it again. So ultimately, I don't really give a fuck. But I do hope though that it is just like a multiplayer loadout where you can pick all your shit, including the guns, because then you could start leveling MW3 weapons in the campaign before launch. That would be very nice. And if loadouts work like a multiplayer loadout works, then that would be possible.
So I don't know. People in chat are saying BO2, BO3, and Infinite Warfare all had loadout selections in the campaign. I didn't play a single one of those campaigns, but I guess that's a thing they've done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know if that's like full access to every gun. But again, that's also less weird because you had multiplayer at the same time. So like a lot of people would play multiplayer first and then go like, oh, I'm going to play the campaign now. So it's like they would become like attached to a gun, find a gun they like, and then use that in campaign. It's just weird going into it.
Yeah.
To have like loadout crates. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, it is kind of weird. But yeah, I guess there's a precedent for it. Ultimately, yeah, again, I don't really care. Now that I think about it though, like I just said, the I am hoping it's just like a multiplayer loadout again, so that I can start leveling guns. So that by the time like multiplayer launches, I'll have a couple levels on a couple little guns for multiplayer. That would be cool. But even if that's not possible, whatever, not the end of the world. Another thing, the ledge hang is confirmed in the game. You can ledge hang in the MW3 campaign. There was footage of it. So that means it will be in multiplayer and it will remain in Warzone and all that shit. Not surprising at all, but is definitely cringe. We hate the ledge hang. All my homies hate the ledge hang. But yeah, if you were under some kind of misapprehension that wasn't going to be returning, you are wrong. Oh, by the way, actually, I forgot about this. Here's a screenshot of the loadout UI. We should have just opened this first. Sorry about that. Charlie Intel got the loadout UI for open combat missions. It says there are 32 items to discover. And what we're looking at here is it looks like he picked his mission, his campaign mission, and then it opened a loadout screen, which you can see here. And it says, yeah, items discovered. Right here, you can see 14 out of 32. And you can select your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, a lethal, a tactical, and then there's a third slot that's empty here. I'm guessing this is going to be a field upgrade, but I'm actually not sure. But there is something else you can do here. And then also on the bottom, there's ascender and parachute. And I don't know what exactly that means either. And then besides that, you press start mission and you're good to go. So I guess Tanner's correct. Unless they plan on adding more to this UI, this is definitely more restricted than the multiplayer loadout we know we're going to be getting. Because there's no vest here. There's no gloves or helmet or anything like that. The only way this could be the multiplayer one is if this blank selection is for a vest, and then once he selects the vest, more UI elements appear. I doubt that, though. But yeah, here's a screenshot of that. Have you seen this yet, Tanner?
Yeah, I forgot about this. And so, by the way, also, they got this screenshot from what Sledgehammer tweeted. Sledgehammer later deleted this image. They still have that whole list of tweets in that thread, but they deleted this one with this image, whatever that means. So something there
work in progress
is changing, probably. Yeah, because this was the only... They had like 5 or 6 tweets in a row in a little thread, and this one was deleted. So they obviously didn't want something to be shown here. They realized, like, oh, we don't want to show this, or something's incorrect here. I don't know. But so just keep that in mind, too. Something is probably changing with that.
Yeah, I suspect you're correct. So anyway, we'll see. However, though, based on this, it does look like you'll be able to level pretty much whatever. Well, will it be whatever guns you want? Because you have to unlock guns, right? So will you only have like one AR available? Like the level 1 AR?
I don't think you can even level guns. Can you? Well,
there are attachment slots here too, you can see.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything. Did MW2 campaign, could you level up guns? You couldn't, right? Because everyone wanted that to like, oh, level up guns early, but that was not part of it.
I don't know I thought it was.
I don't even remember.
Does anyone in chat remember to be clear,
this latest game? I don't think that's how it worked.
Someone in chat can confirm or deny, but regardless, that's what the UI looks like.
Yeah.
Whatever. There you go. And then we have a couple other tweets here. I haven't seen these yet, Tanner. Tell us about them.
Yeah, you cannot do that. Okay. Yeah, so then moving on. So in this is all based on gameplay that Sledgehammer posted in this campaign playthrough. So they kind of talk about some different things that you could do. So first of all, with open combat missions, they say you can enjoy stealth gameplay. If you enjoy stealth gameplay, you can equip suppressed weapons and complete the mission without the enemies knowing you are there. Again, like Spec Ops in this MW2 right now. That's how you could do it. You can try to go around quietly in the Spec Ops missions, or you just do whatever. And the stealth actually did work pretty well in Spec Ops. I remember us talking about that. Like, if you tried to do that, it would work pretty well, actually. Like you could keep the you could keep your little stealthiness going for quite a while. So that's cool. If you want to just go loud, you can like, they show like your character throwing a fucking propane tank or something at a group of guys and then blowing it up. So you can play however you want. That's kind of what they're showing. It's not as linear as the regular combat missions.
Yeah.
I mean, campaign mission, sorry. And they say, if you want to go in loud, you can strap on armor plates and hit the enemy head on. So I don't know if like you could always just strap on armor plates or if there's like some like
Sounds
you
like
can
the
use
vest.
armor plates, but then you can't use this. Yeah.
It sounds
And
like
that could kind of
vest
tie into their
thing.
perk
Yeah.
system, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
So they say that if you want to go in loud, you can strap on armor plates and hit the enemy's head on. Players can leverage vehicles, tacticals, lethals, and even kill streaks in open combat missions.
Yeah.
And they kind of showed some gameplay with that too. You guys can see it all on Sledgehammer's Twitter, but there's like one where it's did you mention this ledge hang thing or did you skip over this?
I mentioned it a little bit, but if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the little clips they show is the ledge hanging. Again, it looks exactly like Modern Warfare 2. It's a guy ledge hanging. You ADS with your suppressed pistol. He shoots a guy. So as you ADS, you kind of peek over that ledge and you can shoot your gun. So that's all still going to be the same in Modern Warfare 3 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of different ways to play, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've said, and I like didn't see it, but I know they said something about like, I guess half of the campaign missions will be the open combat. I just don't understand how that's going to work. Like, so I guess it's just pre-selected missions are going to be the open combat ones.
Correct.
Okay. So it's like you probably do like one regular mission and the next one's like open combat, then it's back to a regular mission. Okay, got it. So it's probably more like the regular missions are more like a storytelling type part of the campaign, and then open combat is more of like free roam, do whatever you want, but then it's also like a cutscene at the end of it or something.
Yeah, like related to the story.
That's why they have a mix of both, yeah.
Yeah. Which again, I think is cool. I like this for the campaign. But again, like we talked about, no matter how good the campaign can ever become, I'm never going to care that much about it. I don't play Call of Duty. This isn't Baldur's Gate 3. It's never going to be. I don't play Call of Duty for the single player. So, like, improve it all you want. That's cool. And this will make it more fun for me to play for the 12 hours I'll play it. But I'll always play it for 12 hours and only 12 hours or however long it takes to finish one time. And that's it. So, cool. But, it's more about gleaning what information we can on how it will impact multiplayer that I find relevant. So.
Yeah. Oh, and there are some other things going around too, by the way. Like Charlie Intel posted a video that they stole from someone else that posted the video of like how the slide was working in the campaign. And everyone was like, oh, like here's the new slide. And let's be super clear, the slide was not great, but people like Blue and Metaphor and other people that have obviously seen gameplay and they've been like hinting at things, they were like, this is only for the campaign. That is not at all how it looks in multiplayer. Trust me, just wait till you see it in multiplayer. It is completely different and much better than that. So if you see that clip and you thought that slide was good, first of all, use your brain. It wasn't good. Second of all, it will be much improved from that in multiplayer. It sounds like, yeah. Because I remember, because campaign does have different movement. I remember that now after reading that. Back in the MW2 campaign, you remember like playing it early on, me and you, we were like all in a voice channel together, kind of playing it at the same time. And I remember saying like, dude, why is the movement so slow? But like the sprinting speed in campaign is just slower than multiplayer. All of that stuff is slower as well. Yeah. So just remember that going into the campaign this year. If the movement doesn't feel good, it will be a lot different in multiplayer. They like purposely slow it down because it would be kind of, that's not what they want. They want to like tell their little story. They want it to be interesting. They don't want kids to be like triple bunny hopping, slide canceling in the campaign. So it's a little bit different. I think they limit what you could do there as well. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, indeed. Indeed they do. So, yeah. And then that's kind of it for what we learned from Gamescom. Not too terribly much, but some of that's pretty interesting. My big questions now are, again, how will loadouts crates be acquired and how will kill streaks be acquired? I wonder how that's going to work. Like, I wonder if in the open combat missions, there's like an armory for example, where you don't have to go to it, but if you do, you can loot like 2 precision airstrikes and a loadout marker or something. Or just hit a crate itself. Maybe there's no markers at all. There probably wouldn't be, in fact.
It's like an
probably
ammo
just
stash,
a static
probably.
crate. Yeah, exactly. So that'll be interesting. That'll be cool to see. I think kill streaks are kind of cute, too, in a campaign, but whatever.
Yeah, we can test if they're killing through walls.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the AI won't die through walls, but you will.
They will kill through walls, by the way.
Well, yeah, of course they will. Charlie Intel also tweeted this, so we're stepping off of Gamescom here. Just some other kind of details on MW3 generally. While familiar, Verdansk will be seen from a new perspective in MW3's campaign. In the year 2023, a new threat completely locked down this capital of Castovia. I don't know what Castovia is. Is that a person?
It's
a faction?
lore for sure. Is Verdansk in Castovia? Is that what it is? Is Verdansk the capital of Castovia?
It could be a province. It could be a satellite state. It could be a person. It could be a faction. It could be a group of people. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, it's something.
I don't know what Castovia is. Sounds Russian, so
yeah,
I'm assuming
so
it's like
cool.
A region, maybe. I don't know.
So yeah, that's been the talk is Verdansk coming back because so again this campaign gameplay they showed at Gamescom, much of it was on Verdansk. It showed prison, it showed dam, it showed another area. I think it was port of Verdansk. So everyone's like, okay. There's no way they're doing all of these changes just for campaign, right? Like they have to be remastering Verdansk. Charlie Intel is very adamant on saying like it's not confirmed, no. So he had also said it's only confirmed to be returning to Warzone Mobile. There's already a new Warzone map planned for this fall, and the MW3 campaign areas of Verdansk mentioned by Sledgehammer as only being certain areas of the map and not the entire map. So yeah, so supposedly they're only remastering certain areas. I still just don't believe this. Like I said a few weeks ago in an episode, I think it was on Patreon maybe, Verdansk is coming back. Will it come back like next year? I don't know, but this map will be remastered at some point. Maybe it won't be until the end of 2024 or 2025. Verdansk will be brought back as a remastered map, but there are also people like saying maybe they like drop it as a surprise on the Warzone anniversary in March or something too.
Dude, I have a huge
Squad W.
Oh wait,
black helicopters.
Nice.
I have a huge black helicopters.
What is it?
Hear me out. You know how I've been seeing tweets too from Charlie Intel where they're like, it's just going to be sections of Verdansk that they've remastered, and that's for the campaign. So like the prison section of Verdansk is going to be a campaign mission. It's not the whole map. They're making a big stink about this. I've seen a lot of tweets about how it's just sections. It's not the whole map. What if we got a section, right? A section of Verdansk as a new resurgence map sometime after MW3's launch. So like train station and promenade, that's like the new resurgence map or some shit like that. That wouldn't be the best location, but you know, just as an example.
Yeah.
Is that wild? Because then they wouldn't have to remaster the whole last map. And in fact, it would actually be more likely that it would be stadium or prison, since those they've already remastered for the campaign.
God, imagine how bad prison would be in
a
Resurgence.
Prison resurgence map would be so dumb. But they're doing Fortress, so that we're basically already getting one. But yeah, like what if it was like stadium and and I get downtown is close.
Dam is a big one. They've showed a bunch of gameplay.
Dam too, yeah. It's like that whole little northern tip of
Yeah,
Verdansk
I know.
as a Resurgi map. Do you think that's more or
It's
less
possible.
likely than the entire map of Verdansk being remastered as a new BR map?
I just think like the campaign, if they do that again, everyone's going to be like, I'm on Verdansk, just give me the whole fucking map. And it's just actually going to
Correct.
make people more angry. I think that would be a mistake for them to do that.
Oh, I see. A resurgence map, you mean?
Yeah, I think it would just make people mad.
I don't think so, necessarily. I think
It
people
would just be like,
I think people are going to be
there's
mad
baiting
no matter
people.
what, unless we get the whole ass Verdansk back, though. You're right. That's probably
Yeah,
true.
that's what I'm saying.
Actually, yeah, that's probably true. But I wouldn't be terribly surprised. I actually find it a lot more likely we get sections or a section of Verdansk as a Resurgence map than the whole ass map remastered as a big BR map.
Know what people would end up saying is like, if you're going to give us a Resurgence map back, you should have just given us Rebirth back then. That's the other thing too, which they can literally just copy and paste into the game and it would be fine. They wouldn't even have to change anything, and that would make a lot of people happy too.
That would make people happy, especially the Resurgence kids. Yeah. But the thing is though, Activision doesn't make their decisions based on what makes sense or would please the player base. So
yeah, that's true.
They're probably thinking, this is why I think it's fairly likely. The devs are probably thinking, well, we've already remastered Dam, Stadium, and Prison. Why not just release that, repurpose the work we've already done as a Resurgence map and tap into that nostalgia as well? I think they're very likely to be thinking that. You know, so, and that would be, and another, basically what I'm saying is, I think it's more likely, again, because it's less work and it's work they've already done in some sense, or to some degree rather, that we get a Resurgence map back rather than the whole map back, because they still would have to like remaster the whole map. It's easier than making a whole new BR map, but they still have to like put in work, you know, like,
yeah, they also,
migrating
these
it to the new game.
These areas for the campaign, like, they changed a lot of things that you can tell if you watch the trailer and like pause it in certain areas. Like Port is like totally different too.
Yeah.
So they did spend a lot of time just remastering all those things.
Yeah. So we'll see how that pans out. That's just kind of a little prediction for you guys. But as of right now, the Verdansk, the only confirmed return of Verdansk is sections of it in campaign missions. It coming to Warzone Mobile, which I don't care about, obviously. And that's
Warzone.
it. And that's it. So I think we will end up getting more than that, but anything else outside of that is speculation. So moving on, Call of Duty Next has been announced for 2023 on Thursday, October 5th. Next will feature the multiplayer reveal and news on the future of Warzone. So we've gotten one Call of Duty Next before. Last year, it was a very big event where they revealed a ton of information. They also had streamers flown out to the next event to play the game live. I would expect that to be the case again. Will they be playing? They'll obviously be playing the multiplayer as part of that, all these streamers. Will they be playing Warzone 2 with all the updates at CoD Next, like they played Warzone 2 pre-launch at CoD Next last time? That's an open question. I want to say yes, but that's not confirmed, obviously. But it's taking place October 5th. That's going to be a big event. We're going to learn a ton on October 5th.
I'm almost positive CoD Next last year, they said it was going to be the MW2 MP reveal and talk about it, and then also the reveal of Warzone 2.0. So the fact that they didn't say there's anything on Warzone makes me kind of think there won't be. Or like it'll be very, very minor. Like maybe they just talk about a few things, like how things will transfer over, but I feel like they won't be playing it. Maybe they'll like drop like a new little trailer or something. I don't know, because like last year it was a whole new Warzone experience. That's why they want to show it off and play it. This year it's like we're getting a new map, basically. That's what it is. New map and the guns ported over, which we've already seen in Warzone. So yeah, it'll make this much less exciting if that's the case.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. On your chat box, Tanner, you know how the names are starting like in the middle instead of like to the left?
Uh-huh.
Is that how yours works too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As long as we have the same fucking problem. It's so dumb. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, CoD Next is going to be really exciting. That's going to be the next like big reveal where we learn a fuck ton. And that is in a while, unfortunately. Not that long though, like a month, a little more, month and 5 weeks. 5 weeks from now. 6 weeks more like, actually. But yeah, we will keep you guys posted on that. And then the beta dates have also been released. I believe we've already talked about these. These are probably in line with what was leaked by Tom Henderson 6 years ago. PlayStation exclusive beta is October 6th, so the day after COD Next. That's a good idea on their part, by the way. Get all the hype, and then the next day you could play it if you have PlayStation. And then everyone
really cool.
else, October 12th to the 16th is when the open beta early access shit starts. And then if you pre-order, you get the early access beta dates. So if you don't pre-order, it's like October 8th to 10th for PlayStation. But if you do, it's October 6th to 10th. Yeah.
Maybe we will see Warzone stuff, because I'm looking at COD Next 2022, and they didn't really mention Warzone ever, but they did say and some surprises regarding Warzone or something like that. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe we will see.
It. Yeah,
because they basically advertised COD Next as a big multiplayer reveal.
Yeah,
but it's funny looking back now, because when I think of COD Next, all I think about was the Warzone gameplay,
quote unquote. Yeah.
God, that was so bad. I can't believe Infinity Ward showed that to the public and launched the game that way. That was crazy looking back. Do you remember how slow and boring that looked? Holy fucking shit.
And
watching all of the streamers, they were just their minds were blown. Imagine 2 days prior playing Rebirth Island and Warzone 1, and then hopping on a plane, staying at a hotel, waking up and playing that, and you'd be like, this is their new game? What the fuck is this shit, man?
I know.
Oh, that was embarrassing. But yeah, so basically COD Next was where Infinity Ward lied to us for a few hours straight.
Yep.
So hopefully Sledgehammer doesn't lie to us.
Yeah, they will. But yeah, hopefully it's not as much of a disappointment, which it probably won't be as the last COD Next. But yeah, that's going to be a big event. Here, an interesting detail on the beta, by the way, speaking of the beta will feature, the multiplayer beta will feature a selection of the core MW2 maps, which we all knew we were getting, alongside one ground war map. So we will get to play one of the ground war maps in beta. I was not expecting that, and I'm very pleased to hear that, because we can get a sample of the 3 ground war maps we're getting. And if this one is good, that bodes very well for ground war. And if it's bad, then there's a minimum 33% of the maps are dog shit for ground war in the next game. I'm really excited. It didn't occur to me that a ground war map could be in the beta, but there will be one, and I'm very pleased to hear that.
Same. It's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to test out. We'll see if their new maps are going to be good or not. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
If Ground War is playable this year.
Yep. Yeah. And then other than that, that's pretty much it. Last little thing we kind of want to talk about is the Microsoft fucking acquisition bullshit. Microsoft has announced it intends to sell cloud gaming rights for Activision Blizzard games to Ubisoft following the acquisition's closure. UKCMA is now opening a new merger investigation, and the deal most likely won't close till October. Microsoft then announced later that they've restructured the deal to try to appease the UKCMA. The new structure includes selling the rights of putting Activision Blizzard games on cloud gaming to Ubisoft. Ubisoft will have Activision Blizzard games on Ubisoft Plus via streaming. So the main reason the UKCMA opposed the deal was because they thought it would create a monopoly. So Activision was like, okay, how about we give a competitor, Ubisoft, the right to fucking use their cloud gaming for our games? Then it will be less monopolistic. And the idea is this will please the UKCMA, so they'll stop blocking it. And then Phil Spencer, the Xbox guy, has also said recently that the deal is about expanding Xbox into the mobile gaming market. Activision's biggest financial segment is mobile. So, yeah, this is something we've talked about before, even though we don't care. Warzone Mobile, COD Mobile, these are their biggest, and other Activision kind of mobile games is where they make the most of their money, which is something to keep in mind. This is Xbox, actually. Never mind, I'm sorry. But yeah, Xbox wants to... Oh, no, that was Activision, yeah. So Xbox wants to get in on that mobile gaming cash. And then the last thing is on Game Pass. Phil Spencer, the Xbox guy, says that when the Activision deal closes, you won't see COD immediately on Xbox Game Pass. But that implies that you will see COD on Xbox Game Pass eventually. Which I don't know if that was ever actually confirmed. I know that was like speculation. We speculated about that.
We all figured that. But I don't know. This
is basically confirmation. Because he's saying, oh, it'll be there, just not immediately. Which I guess is good that it's on Game Pass, right? Do we care?
Yeah, I guess.
Will it affect
more than
non-Game
anything
Pass users is the question.
I think more than no, I don't think so. More than anything, it would make it so if we had Game Pass, maybe the older games become more popular again. If those are all on Game Pass.
Oh, true.
You may see pop in lobbies for a lot of those games that used to just be dead as hell.
Yeah, true. Actually, good point. My question here, going quickly back to the beginning of this, what the fuck does cloud gaming rights mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what any of this means. Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah.
I don't know what cloud gaming rights means, because it doesn't mean the servers. The only thing that cloud gaming makes me think of is that service where you pay to play
like
games
Game
on high
Pass.
settings, but you use someone else's computer and you kind of just like remote into a good computer that can run a game. That's what cloud gaming sounds like to me.
Well, isn't cloud gaming just Game Pass? Because Game Pass, you don't you not download the games or something? It's like they're streamed almost.
Oh, I think it uses machines like I was just talking about. Yeah, maybe that is how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd use Ubisoft Plus, so you'd use their service to play Call of Duty on the cloud gaming shit. Well, it can't be like Game Pass.
Oh,
then,
Game Pass, you
then
do download the game. Okay. I don't know then. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
This probably affects like almost no one that plays COD. This could also be, by the way, this is like all of Activision Blizzard. This is probably their other dog shit little games no one has ever heard of. It's got like nothing to do with COD, I would imagine.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, God, UK, they're having trouble, man. These British lads, they're
These
not
goddamn
fans of
socialists
Activision
over
Blizzard.
there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, they hate freedom, huh? It's
They
everywhere
do hate
else.
freedom.
Everywhere else in the world has approved it, and they're like, yeah, I don't know about that. Bobby just simply needs to send them some, I don't know, some blow, some cash.
Yeah, there are still a couple.
Some wars.
There are still a couple. I don't know what they're called. The people in Parliament. What are you called if you're in Parliament? Lords and ladies, I think.
Yeah. Send the Queen.
Unironically,
The
I
Queen's
think they're
dead.
actually
That's
called
right.
that. Yeah,
The
F's
Queen
in the
is
chat
dead.
for the Queen. Probably a couple lords who haven't been bribed enough yet, so that'll go through. But like we said, the details I don't really care about, but if you guys cared, I just wanted to keep you guys posted on that. This deal will be happening. Microsoft will be buying Activision. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, just to remind you. So,
Yep.
other than that, I think that's about it. Tanner, anything else?
Stay humble.
Yeah, relax. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. Best way to support the show. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode here today. Reminder, this was the first time I did it from the new PC, so if anything was amiss, please let me know in Discord. And yeah, we got a lot more bonus episodes coming up. Fun and exciting close of the month upon us. And if you're a Damascus patron, reminder, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time will be our Damascus hangout in Discord. We'll play some custom games. We'll do some other things. Be there. Stay humble.
Stay humble.